Elon Musk, Mr. Free Speech Absolutist, total con man.
Is Elon Musk a net positive or a net negative for humanity?
Massive negative. Massive negative. AI could be the end of humanity, as he said a few years ago. And when he says, oh, but it's inevitable, it's not inevitable at all. They could make a choice not to allow them to go up. How come a federal agency of the United States government can give permission to do that? You've got people like Ray Kurzweil, this so-called futurist executive at Google, saying that by 2030, AI will be connected to the human mind, or that process will be underway. And once that connection is made, AI will do more and more of human thinking until human thinking as we know it is basically negligible. So you're not going to think, I'm going to challenge the system. You're not going to think, hey, this is a scam. When it's not you saying it, it's what AI is telling you to think. That's what's coming. And the source, the structure of this control, this AI control, is through something that Ray Kurzweil calls the cloud, an electromagnetic, technologically generated electromagnetic field, ultimately hitting every inch of the planet, to which humans will be connected, not through brain chips of the kind that Elon Musk is talking about. He's just selling the concept. The idea is that that cloud will be our connection to AI. One of the activities that was considered essential was putting up 5G towers everywhere. And so you've got these 5G towers. I mean, on the old council estate where I used to live, where my brother still lives, there's two massive bloody 5G towers quite close to each other in the middle of this estate. But you can only, of course, go so far with towers. You can create this cloud, this electromagnetic field in a town or in a city, but not in the middle of the desert or in some, outward place. So how do you do it? Well, what you do is you fire the field from low orbit satellites. And that's exactly what is going on. Elon Musk, Mr. Free Speech Absolutist, total con man, is leading the alternative media down the garden path. It's pathetic. He's putting up, he's the leader through SpaceX. He's putting up, and on his Twitter X, he's bragging about it all the time, thousands and thousands of satellites, low orbit satellites, to beam this stuff at the planet. And Amazon is in there as well, but SpaceX is the leader. And SpaceX has got permission from the Federal Communications Commission in America for 12,000 of these satellites, and there's applications in, which are starting now to come online, for another 30,000, and that won't be the end either. And so there's an electromagnetic brain that's being created to cover every inch of the planet to which humanity will be connected to. This is happening. And I don't care if people laugh, oh, that's too far. I couldn't care less. Believe what you like. It's happening.
Is Elon Musk a net positive or a net negative for humanity?
Massive negative. Massive negative. Apart from having "I'm conning you" on his forehead, I don't know how more blatant it could be. You see, he's putting up the satellites that are making the cloud possible. So when he says that AI could be the end of humanity, as he said a few years ago, and when he says, oh, but it's inevitable, it's not inevitable at all. Those satellites are going up because they're being given permission by the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC in America. That's why they're going up. They could make a choice not to allow them to go up, and then AI wouldn't be inevitable. AI is the tool of global control, and that's why it's being done. And you might ask this, the satellites that are being put up there, the low orbit satellites by Musk and others, but Musk is the leader, are affecting the entire world. So how come a federal agency of the United States government can give permission to do that? And then why aren't the other countries kicking off about it? But they're not. Why? Because at that level of those countries, they're all on the same team or controlled by the same team anyway. And so, as I said earlier, the idea is to connect the human brain to the cloud. And so Mr. It's danger to humanity AI, Musk, then starts a company, after he said that, called Neuralink, to put brain implants into people. And, you know, it means taking a piece of your skull away and they put this thing in. That is a smokescreen. It's being done by nanotechnology. One of the great things that Musk is used for is selling concepts. So he was actually asked in an interview I saw, well, you know, are people going to want to have part of their skull taken away? He said, oh, no, you might not have to do that. You know, you wouldn't have to do that because you can put it in there. You can put the brain chip in there through the veins and the arteries. And then you have the agenda of the autonomous vehicle. The idea is that you use the climate change hoax, complete nonsense, to get rid of petrol and diesel cars. And there's not the money, people that can't afford electric cars, but there's not the resources for the batteries, etc., to replace all the petrol and diesel vehicles with electrics. Does not. And they say, oh, yeah, we want electric vehicles, it saves the planet. Well, that's not what it's for, actually. It's about control. So if you want an autonomous vehicle, it can't be petrol or diesel. It's got to be electric, working with a computer. So you've got to get rid of petrol and diesel vehicles if you want the autonomous vehicles, which they do. So you get in a petrol and diesel vehicle now, and you basically, unless it's a military establishment or something, you drive it where you like. With an autonomous vehicle, the computer is going to decide where you can go or not, and that because it will be programmed not to take you where the authorities don't want you to go. And it's all about control. So here's three major planks. There are others, but there's three major pillars of this agenda: the cloud, the brain chip, and autonomous cars. And he is fronting up companies that are advancing all of them. And he's said that he supports a carbon tax that's straight off the cult agenda wish list, a carbon tax where to save the planet from the gas of life, you will only have to be able to buy a certain number of things in a month before you cross your carbon limit, as they say. Where they say, oh, that you bought that takes so much carbon to make and all that. So you won't be able to buy anything else. And there's already a credit card, I think it's MasterCard, where they're putting carbon limits on it. And then you have him calling for a carbon tax because of global warming, which he knows is nonsense. His insider knowledge, he'll know it's nonsense. And then he's saying, and with AI, it's it's going to take a lot of jobs, or what we need is a basic income, exactly off the wish list of the cult. And he's being given a free ride by what passes for the alternative media these days. There's lots of great people out there who are genuine, but the people that get the big audiences and the focus, they're honestly, I wouldn't pay them in washers. And they're giving him a free ride because he bought Twitter, actually with a load of these other major players in the game, and has let a few people back, although the suppression is there in another way now through shadow banning and stuff like that. And as a result, the alternative media, what I call the MAM, the mainstream alternative media, has gone into cognitive dissonance. Before, they were calling him out because of all these things that he was advancing, which were the cult agenda. Now they're quiet on it, don't say a thing. Because, oh no, he's a free speech absolutist, he is. He lets me right on Twitter. And so he's being given a free ride. And that's one of the reasons, just one, there are others, why he was allowed to buy Twitter. Because, you know, people say, oh, it's great now, we can go back on Twitter. And before, they were controlling everything. You know, stopping people. Yeah, they were. And when Musk took it over, he released what he called these Twitter files to show, oh, look, all the control that was going on before me. So then you say to people, so the deep state, as you call it, which is just an expression of the cult, had control of Twitter and who could be on it and what they could say. Oh, yeah, absolutely they did, yeah. So that's what they want in it. They want that control. Oh, yeah, they want that control, yeah. So why did they sell it to Musk then? Why would they do that? Why would BlackRock and State Street and Fidelity Investments and JP Morgan, etc., why would they let him have it? Because there's an ulterior motive. And if you notice the and you know, I've done a lot of research on this, and others are starting to do a lot of research on it as well. These tech oligarchs, these multi-billionaire tech oligarchs, not these people like Peter Thiel, are moving in, Musk's old mate, are moving in on the alternative media. They're funding it. They're putting their people in there to give the right message. And they are seeking to dilute opposition to what they want, this AI control agenda, by hijacking the opposition. So if you look at this scenario, suddenly I noticed, because those posts of Musk on Twitter X, every single one is strategic. It's not by accident. It's not just the odd comment. They are calculated. So I noticed in the last few weeks that suddenly Elon Musk is posting about the dangers of what's happening on the United States southern border. He hadn't before, but now he suddenly is, many times. That the border's open and people are coming in and we've got to stop it. Now, that is a point of concern of the alternative media, and has been for years and years and years. I've been writing about it and warning about it and what the plan was for decades. So what's happened is people have gone, oh, Elon's seen it now. Elon's great. Look, he's pointing out the border. So where's this going? Well, where it's going is a virtual border, a border controlled by AI.